Hello, you're very welcome. My name is Damien McCullough, and you're very welcome to Destination Newry's News Bite here on a Tuesday evening. The coronavirus update. Well, I suppose from the first time since early March, no deaths in Northern Ireland and no deaths in the Republic. So the figures are still the same as from yesterday, 514 and 1,608 died in the Republic, which a total in the island of Ireland 2,122. But the good news is no deaths, and this is the first day since the 18th of March that no deaths have been reported in Northern Ireland or the Republic. A total of 4,609 people have tested positive for COVID-19 in Northern Ireland. Cases of coronavirus diagnosed in the Republic, 24,698. In Wales, 13,556 people have tested positive for COVID-19. And in Scotland, the total is 15,185. A total of 265,227 people have tested positive for COVID-19 across the UK. 134 people have died in the UK in the last 24 hours. The total number of deaths in the UK is 37,048. The Scottish deaths, Public Health has said 2,291. And in Wales, there have now been a total of 2,007 deaths involving coronavirus in Wales, according to the latest figures from the Office of National Statistics. The figures include deaths occurring up to the 15th of May and registered on the 23rd of May. There are 284 confirmed cases in Newry, Mourne and Down. There are 509 confirmed cases in Armagh City, Banbridge and Craigavon council areas. Expiring driving licences will be extended by 7 months, the Infrastructure Minister announced today. In Scotland, the Scotland Office Minister Douglas Ross resigned over the Dominic Cummings affair. Mrs Sturgeon was asked, and what did she have to say about this? And she says, fair play to Mr Ross, who had taken the principal stand. Newry, Mourne and Down Council hold a virtual presentation tomorrow evening, and I suppose that's celebrating people who have gone above and beyond the call of duty in the community. We hope to have a list of all tomorrow evening. So on behalf of everyone in Destination Newry, we would like to congratulate all the recipients of the brilliant vases that they'll be getting, and maybe our councillors coming on can tell us a little bit about that if they're allowed. On this day, 111 years ago, one of football's greatest managers was born. Sir Matt Busby is regarded as the founding father of Manchester United, a hero among the club supporters for transforming Old Trafford side into champions of Europe and for the birth of the Busby Babes. He was born this day 111 years ago. The most popular Prime Minister in the world, the most popular political leader in the world, Jacinda Ardern from New Zealand. She was given a live broadcast, and a magnitude 5.8 earthquake hit New Zealand while the Prime Minister was doing a live television interview from Wellington. She said, "We're just having a bit of an earthquake here, Ryan." She told the AM show, the strong Monday morning earthquake was centred 30 kilometres northwest of Leven, a town around an hour's drive north of New Zealand capital, Wellington. So I suppose if she was the best, I suppose, at this minute in time, the most popular political leader in the world at the minute. And again, an earthquake and she didn't get frazzled. So I wonder what that happened to our next guests. And of course, as usual, we will go around the community associations and we'll be going to Crossmaglen and we'll be going to Aoife Finnegan and we'll be talking to Aoife. And Aoife, it's great to have you. And just before we start, I only learned lately that you are now going to be a councillor in the area. So let me first congratulate you, and then again you can tell us all about it.
Thank you very, very much. Yeah, totally honoured, obviously, to be selected as the new councillor for South Gallion area. I was nominated by Terry Herity, and I'll be following in the footsteps of Terry Herity. And he has just been a tower of strength. I don't think I have to even say this because I think everybody knows him and knows the work that he has done in the South America. And I want to thank him for all his hard work, determination, the pride he puts on any task he took on here. I think is prevalent in everything he's done. I don't think I could have done this without his support and his continued support. Terry is just an amazing person. I'm very proud to be his work colleague, a fellow Republican, and a true friend. I was actually speaking to Terry last night, and good crack with him, just to see how things were with him. And he was very chilled and relaxed, while I'm saying of the anxiety. But Terry wanted to express his gratitude for, he was inundated with messages, but he did say for me to express his gratitude for every single individual who has sent him well wishes, and thank you to him. And a lot of people saying in his retirement, and he has said in Sinn Féin you never retire, so he will continue his community activism, and he continues to support me and everybody else in Sinn Féin. He's a credit to himself, and I want to say that it's a well-deserved break. Again, he'll not be on a break; he'll still be at working for the party and the community. But yeah, a great thanks to Harry for all his support. Here in Crossmaglen, the food parcels are continuing. From the community hub, they're being distributed around by us. And one thing we have noticed this week, in particular, people have been isolated for some 10, 11 weeks now, and isolation is a huge factor in this pandemic. And I think everybody that I have heard is talking about mental health and how important it is to check in with people. In particular, the elderly. I have found that if we are referring them on, we do. If they are just need to be checked in, just to say hello, whatever, we are doing that through our community association, both Crossmaglen and Cullaville. We can also refer them on to the Good Morning, Good Neighbour, which provide a phone call just to see that everybody's okay, do they need anything, if they haven't seen their families, haven't been able to talk, and especially those who are not able to use social media or Skype or Zoom or whatever it is that they need to see their family. In particular, in the council, I want to thank Barry and Tommy, the lorry drivers, who deliver these boxes to us. They are always filled with crack, they are always busy, and they work tirelessly to ensure that we get our boxes so that we can distribute out to anybody vulnerable in the area, and they have continued to keep us in crack. St Vincent de Paul, again, same as last week, they are fantastic. We are in constant contact with them. They are such good support to have. They provide food, vouchers and fuel to those in need and anybody who needs it. And they do come through us, and we go through them to see if they can help. Going back, as I say, to mental health and isolation, I do think there is a huge part of our society that is missed, and that is the teenagers. All too often people be given out and everything, but I have to say that St Oliver Plunkett Youth Club in Crossmaglen here has went to huge efforts to make sure that the young people in our community are able to talk, to be able to express themselves. They have daily drop-in sessions for young people, both junior and senior groups, and they're on different days, and you can see that on their Facebook page. They have cultural awareness, online bullying and safety awareness. They have the Struggle to Strength campaign, and I believe that this gives the young people a platform to have their voices heard, to learn how to express themselves, and more importantly, even to be able to listen to others that might find it difficult in this time, or to be difficult to express their emotions in this time. And I think we've all been at that stage in our lives that are very, very difficult to talk about different things. So great initiative on behalf of the St Oliver Plunkett Youth Club. Huge congratulations to KMC Transport Ireland. They had done a massively successful truck run during the week, and it raised £8,000. And this is going towards PPE for the hospice and for our local nursing home here, the Glencairn Nursing Home, who work tirelessly for our elderly. A great success, and well done to them. Another person I want to mention who's on Instagram is Maria McGuinness from Silver Sister. She is, I don't know how the woman does it, she is unbelievable. She does hair tutorials every day. She makes sure that we're all looking lovely and that we're able to do our own hair while the hairdressers is closed. And she also puts up her motivational quote today and positive vibes for everybody. And I hope that she continues, because she is such a laugh and her children are beautiful. But I think Maria expresses in her Instagram post the relationship that her and her children have with her mom and dad, and how much she misses that. And I think we're all in the same boat, so we can all, we're all missing our own families, and if we can just maybe share our stories, and her sharing her story, people can relate to that. Declan mentioned last week about the children, and the struggles, and how well they are doing through the pandemic, and they are hearing such negative news and bad news, and particularly at the beginning when everybody was so scared about the whole thing, and we still are. I want to have a huge shout out to my person of the week, Finn Morgan. Finn is a 6-year-old boy who is in the same class as Harry Finnegan, who is my wee boy. They're both in Rangadaw in Dale Skull, Paul and they're missing all their wee friends. So Finn and his mommy and daddy decided that at the start of lockdown to send some positivity and smiles to the people that walk on their roads. Their roads are very popular for people walking around this because they were off and they were taking their families and around the lake. So what they had done, as you can see on the screen, they painted stones and they left them on the road for people to find, and positive messages on it, and positive vibes out there to make so the children could go out and they could find the stones. It was like a treasure hunt for the stones, and they took a picture and they uploaded it online and showed Finn, and it was a great way for Finn to keep in touch with his friends and for his friends to have a bit of fun looking for these stones and to keep in contact with them as well, via Facebook or whatever, where they were putting up the pictures. So Finn loves seeing the pictures, and over the lockdown, Finn has said for anybody when they're looking for his stones, not to forget to look for the 12 wee baby ducklings that have just been born, and he counts them every day just to make sure that they're all still there. So well done to Finn and his family. I think they've done a brilliant thing there. I think it's a brilliant idea, and everybody has had so much fun looking for the colourful stones. One other thing I want to finish on, we are doing, the Community Association is doing a pick-off on, a litter pick on Saturday, social distancing. We're trying to make it family orientated with different organisations around the town. So that will be something just to take pride in our community, just to tidy it up and show our love for the community. And lastly, a huge belated happy birthday to 86th birthday to Jared Daly from his loving wife, Claire, and all his family. We missed it last week, but he was a big 86, and he is isolating from his family, so they're missing him dearly, but I'm sure they'll have celebrations after this is all over. But thanks a million. That's all the news for Crossmaglen.
Well, Aoife, that's brilliant. I love the idea of the stones, the coloured stones. So top marks to the young Finn there for that brilliant idea. And walking about and finding the little stones, great idea. I have to say that's probably one of the best stories we've heard since we started the community news here. And of course, a big happy 86 to the man himself, Big Jared. He's self-isolating. So Aoife, listen, thanks a million, and enjoy your newfound fame now as a councillor. And as the man says, your troubles are only going to be starting now, because you'll have great fun. Terry was a great man. He was there for 20 years. So good luck anyway, and enjoy it. And we'll have another chat next Tuesday evening.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a million, Aoife. And that was in Crossmaglen. And now we're going to slide all the way across down to Whitecross, and we're going to be talking to Lee down in Whitecross. And just before, I have to say a very special happy birthday to Creesa Newry O'Doul. She's 18 today. I don't know if Lee has this in his Whitecross notes, but I have it on mine. So Creesa was 18 today. So
Indeed, yep.
She's now officially, Lee, an adult, believe it or not. And I just remember when she first went to St. Paul's, and it's now she's finishing her time in St. Paul's, so time flies. So Lee, what's happening in round Whitecross?
First of all, I'd just like to thank Newry Destination for getting me back on this week again. Last week, a bit nerve-wracking. They were just getting things sorted out, but hopefully this week we're a wee bit more to tell you about. I'd also like to congratulate Aoife for taking over Terry Hardy as councillor.
I think you might be freezing up a wee bit there, Lee, but keep going, keep going.
Just a few wee things I want to recap on that we did. or told you about last week, just during the pandemic, that the food parcels are still coming and we're still giving them out. But I'd just like to thank people for their donations. So I do. I mentioned last week that the football club was there, the community association, our youth club was also helping, but we have also people from the local community helping out with their bits and pieces. So we have, and I would just like to thank them personally myself, for the kind donations. There's people calling with the bags. We also have people donating money. So what we've done with the money is the money has went towards the meat parcels and stuff for people as well. We also had a very kind donation, so we had from a member of the public that wishes to be anonymous, and we greatly appreciate that the money that was donated, and the money has been put into Cusa's shop, and we've asked Cusa's to make up a few food bags and a couple of food hampers as well for the people. Um, we also got food parcels from, I think it's CJR. I'm not 100% sure what it was called, but that was also through Declan Murphy. Declan got in contact with myself, and we were telling him we're having a bit of bother, that we are not just helping out our community, but we're also helping out our parish, that we took on something much bigger than we anticipated. And thank God Declan's there to help us out, and got us a few boxes and got them delivered actually over to us out here in Whitecross. So they were very much appreciated. Now, we did get them all out to the people, but we had to move up to Ballamar, Tullyhern, Lochgilly, the Tullyar Road. We try to cover as many areas as we can, and it's been a fantastic turnout for us. Even to get people out of their houses, helping us out along the way, and then people's getting to know us, they coming around and having a chit chat at the doors and stuff, but social distancing at the same time. We would also like to thank the girls that was working behind the scenes for these food parcels for the community. There's 3 or 4 girls that I didn't mention last week, but in order for us to get the food parcels to the council, we had to get names, addresses, contact numbers, and my own mother, Geraldine, Tanya Murphy, and Brenda Mulligan, and Donna Reevy sat down and went door to door to people, asking what they need, what they would like, and got the names, addresses, contact numbers. So it left it a bit handier for us when we give it to our farm. Some of them was given to Declan, and the other ones were given to Barra as well. And between the two of them, I think the horse's head tortured, but at the end of the day, it's coming good, and we're still getting our parcels, and we're delighted to keep them parcels coming. But we also have to thank out for our delivery drivers delivering all the parcels around these back roads. Around Whitecross here, we have wee roads that you think you're going up into the bog, but you're actually into somebody's farmyard. Now we have 4 drivers there that's normally doing it every week, just for the COVID-19 purposes and stuff, social distance and that and the other. So we just have our 4 main drivers really, that's Seamus McParnan, Tanya Murphy, Ashleen Reevy, and Brenda Mulligan. Were a great help there getting them out. I also do a wee bit myself, but they are doing the majority of it at the minute. So we'd also like to say thank Gavin Malone. Gavin, councillor in Newry, has donated the green food bags to a box, I think, to the community association out here in Whitecross. So if anybody needs the disposable bags, get into contact with us and we'll deliver them to your door, so you should not have to leave the house. Just on another note, on Saturday, at the minute we are trying to get the big clean up done around the village, so we have asked the football club to join us as well and give us a hand. So our idea is to have 2 people out of each park in Whitecross, and that lives on the back roads and the outskirts, 2 people from each to organise it. Now we will be helping out. We have points of contact for them people. So we have all our parks, St Killian's Park, Upper and Lower, Ash Tree, Grove. Then we have Ardmore Park, we have Glen Abean, Pound Court as well. We just need as many people on board as possible just to keep our village clean and tidy. Now the boys are doing fantastic work at the minute, cutting the grass, stripping the place. They're doing a bit of weeding as well, just keeping the place general tidy. But would love the community to get involved now with it, and just the general clean up, keep the place tidy, keep it clean. The lockdown's on. We also want to thank Kevin Hughes. Kevin Hughes is doing very good work down there in the Hughes shop in Whitecross. The Kevin is at the minute he's doing the food hampers and food parcels. But anybody that's looking anything out of and from the community, all they have to do is phone down to Whitecross shop, and the girls and the boys in the shop there are filling the bags, they're taking the orders, they're taking the payments over the phone. Kevin is doing the deliveries himself. Plus, he's actually walking door to door, and having a crack with the people in the community, because some of the people actually haven't left their houses 10 to 11 weeks now, so they are glad to see a familiar face coming, just somebody to talk to, obeying the social distance rules, of course, as well. We have EMC Fitness. Elaine again was doing her fitness classes in the hall. Elaine's a great woman for the fitness. They're doing it morning, noon, and night nearly. So she has her classes online now. Anybody that's looking to get in touch with Elaine, she has her own Facebook page. It's EMC Fitness, and newcomers are all welcome. Elaine has a good following at the minute. She puts a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication into what she's doing. She's actually she's doing RT24, I think that's what you call it now. She was on during the week now. We did watch it. And it was very good. Now, Elaine also has 6 kids, so she's flat out. So I don't know how she's getting the time to do it. And then she's Trevor as well. So that could be 7 children in the house for all. But if anybody wants to get in touch, get on to Elaine there, and she'll get through it. We also have another thing that's going on at the minute, is the Broadway Babies. Broadway Babies is a new thing that's come into the village. The girls have set up as a stage school, Annie and Kate. Very good. It's just different, not everybody likes Irish dancing and football and bits and pieces around. So they have come into the club there now, and they are doing singing and dancing classes. They take them away to the All Irelands, they take them away to dancing classes, they take them up to Cooley, where they run another camp up in Cooley. They get involved with St. Patrick's Day parades and stuff, but they're also running online classes as well. So if you want to get in touch with them, all you do is to log into their Facebook page. It's Broadway Babies, and any information at all, just give the girls a private message, and they'll get back to you as soon as they can. Another wee thing that we're doing, the football club's actually doing at the minute, is brilliant crack. It's very good. I'm fortunate enough, my 3 children, her birthdays have been in during the lockdown, so they have. And what the club has done, along with the community association, there's a lot out here at the minute. Eugene Reevy as well had his birthday, and what they have been doing is doing the drive-bys. The drive-bys has been a brilliant success and very, very good. It's getting everybody going. There's great buzz around the area when you see the horns tooting on the Whitecross and the Armagh flags coming up the hill, and everybody's out their windows and out their doors clapping and cheering. Even Eugene Reevy was out with his birthday cake. I don't know if he's allowed the birthday cake, but he was out with his birthday cake anyway, and we all had a great time. Everybody just started getting on board again. Whitecross nearly isn't big enough at the minute for all these dive-throughs, because every week somebody's birthday comes on, the queue seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But I just want to wrap it up here with a few birthdays. So I do a couple of people has come in there this evening, and that's happy birthday there to Tommy Reedy. Tommy Reedy from Glenavane, very keen golfer, so he is there. And next up, I have my own father, it's Colin McParlin there, enjoying a wee pint of Guinness. Happy birthday to him as well. Next up, we have Mary McCone, Ardmore Park, a frontline worker. Mary's a very good woman in the community. Happy birthday, Mary. We also have Kirsty Murphy, where her mummy kindly told me this evening it was her birthday and she ran out the house, but it wasn't on getting a picture. So happy birthday, Kirsty, from Ardmore Park and Whitecross. And then there's Michael Malone himself, be a cousin of Barra Maurice too there. Michael's birthday today. Happy birthday, Michael. And one more birthday we have, I haven't got a picture of it, was Kalisha, which Damien has already mentioned kindly. So happy birthday, guys. And anybody else has any information or any shout outs they want, hopefully Newry Destination will let me back on next week again. Thank you very much.
Okay, Lee, listen, thanks a million. You were going there. I never thought you were going to stop the way things was going. Didn't realise Whitecross was that big. And yes, I think I did send a picture of Kalisha to a destination here. I'm not sure if Gad has it. He might have it. He might get it put up at the end here. But Lee, listen, thanks a million. There it is. There's Kalisha. She's 18.
There she is. That's her.
Yeah. So congratulations to the young adult now, Kalisha Needle, and.
Yes.
A couple of other 18s as well there. So listen, Lee, thanks a million. You're doing great work up there, and Whitecross is looking really well. So listen, keep up the good work, and tell Con I said happy birthday from Camlough.
Oh, well, indeed.
So we're finishing Whitecross, and then as we will come back to Camlough here, and I'm going to just look up the road here, and I'm going to call for hello, Declan. And there he is.
See you, David.
How's it going, Declan?
Right on.
You're going to tell us all about what's happening around here, so take it away there, Declan.
Thanks very much, Stephen. Thanks for having me back. And again, congratulations to Aoife on her new role. She'll make an excellent councillor, no doubt.
Declan, just before you go there, a wee question. Can you talk about the awards tomorrow night, or is that under wraps
that's first on my list.
Right. Okay, well, listen, away you go. That's it.
Yep.
Good man.
I only found out tonight. Now, Creeverua, they had it up on their Facebook page. So Pat McGinn is their club secretary, as you know. And Pat's a man for all seasons. You know, he's always very busy doing everything and anything that he can for the community. But apparently he's been nominated anyway for one of the civic awards. Pat's primarily these days is working with people with addiction. And he does massive work, both privately and publicly, to try and raise people's awareness and get all of the issues, you know, to young people and older people, and to let people know that they're not on their own. So he also does sterling fundraising as well, from cycling to marathons. I think he was supposed to do the London Marathon again this year, and hill walking and all of that. He's doing plenty of hill walking, I think, at the minute. As I say, hill walking is the oldest form of therapy, and he's taken me on a few sessions up the mountains. So fair play to Pats. We wish him all the best. As far as I know, it's peculiar that despite the pandemic and, you know, everything being so locked down and people being so safe, you can still do bits and pieces, you know, just to keep everybody sane. And the way they are doing this tomorrow is it's going to be live streamed on the Newry Morning Down Council Facebook page. I think it's 7:30. So I'm sure all of Creeverua, Camlough, Besbrook, Durhamore, and the whole district, you know, will be cheering Pat on, because he more than well deserves it. The other thing I'd like to mention would be it's a fundraiser, and it's done by the Shane O'Neills, and it happened last week. And this is again something fairly new, innovative, and, you know, a sign of the times. And it was a house to house. So we had the senior women and the senior men footballers, and individually, and some of them maybe I saw a brother and sister, the Mackens, running from their own house to another house of a footballer who would then, it's almost like a relay. And I think they went far and wide all over the area, maybe up to Beleeks and different places like that, down into Besbrook. And as I said, that was a fundraiser. And they made a big donation to the staff in Daisy Hill Hospital, which, you know, fair play to the Shanes, you know, for doing that. And congratulations, you know, to all of the people that participated. Absolutely brilliant. Another thing I'd like to, and the other thing, sorry, that they did do, I just noticed this as well, was they donated some PPE gear to Cuanwara. You know, so I think I mentioned that last week. You know, obviously there are still people in Cuanwara, and the staff are obviously still working away, and like anywhere, they need the equipment to stay safe. So fair play to Shane's for that as well. I'd also like to mention the Camlough Lake apparently is opening back up tomorrow. So I'm sure that'll be brilliant for the triathletes. Unfortunately, I don't think the triathlons, it's certainly not going to happen in June anyway. Maybe they'll aim for something in September, I don't know. but because we're still dealing with the unknown here. But the lake is open tomorrow. People can go in for a swim. I would just advise a wee bit of caution because it's still a bit, despite the good weather, it's still a cold part of the year. So the water will only beginning to warm up, so unless you've got a bit of experience, I would give it a wee miss for a while yet. But at least the opportunity's there for the more experienced and particularly the triathletes, so that's good for them. And this is an absolutely brilliant piece of news, I think, for our area. And it's good for a number of reasons. It's good because it's going to be a new asset brought into the area. And this is the developments within Darramore Woods, opening it up to the public, where they're putting in the likes of a play park for both young people and for toddlers and other bits and pieces I'll touch on in a minute. But the reason why it's very important is because this was very much a ground up a project. This was local people identifying a need, getting together, organising themselves, consulting with the rest of the community, everybody buying into the project and saying, look, it's, Darramore Woods, it's almost like a jewel in the crown for the area. Yes, yet it's, we haven't got any facilities in it. Some people do use it, many people do use it, but we could put it to better use. Took a lot of hard work, getting partnerships, getting the National Trust on board, getting the council on board, getting councillors to buy into it. But eventually, through all of that hard work, the Friends of Darramore group were able to convince, the council to provide the funding. So brilliant. I think it's around about $500,000 that has been made available. And they're going to develop walking trails, pathways, as I said, the play park for young kids, picnic tables, all of that type of stuff. So it's absolutely brilliant. Brilliant for the local community. There's an awful lot of new houses in that particular Darramore area. It's primarily of young couples with small kids. They will have an absolutely brilliant time once that has been developed. And I think they are aiming to have it open by November. Now, obviously, this is all subject to being able to work under these particular circumstances, but with the help of God, that will go ahead. And I think possibly that will just be the first phase. There could be a second phase, obviously, again, subject to funding. So that's absolutely brilliant news. Also, just like other areas in South Armagh, there's going to be a litter pick in the Bestwick area as well. It'll be at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. We're going to pick one of the estates to start off with, and we'll probably continue with this throughout the summer. So again, if anybody's available, Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, just get in contact with myself and we'd be more than happy to bring you along. We will obviously use the PPE stuff that we have and social distance and hopefully do a good enough job at that. I'd also like to give a bit of a shout out to Ethna Lynch. It's Ethna's birthday there during the week. So Ethna's from Caranchigo. And again, Ethna has done an awful lot of work within the community herself back in the day. So fair play to Ethna. And Zoe Ferran from Carrickmeadows and Camlough. Zoe was 18 just a couple of days ago. There was a birthday party for her on Friday down at Carrickmeadows. And so a big shout out. That's Bootsy's daughter, Zoe. So absolutely fantastic for Zoe. And I think that's more or less all I have to say, Damien, at the minute. So that's the roundup from Camlough, Bestwick and Darramore.
Well, listen, Declan, thanks a million. Yeah, funny enough, I only live across the field from Bootsy and Zoe, and I could hear the music, and they had a great day. So congratulations to Zoe. Like, she had a tough time, and she's 18, so she's now officially an adult. So good luck to Zoe. Declan, just going back to Darramore, like, there's a serious amount of history involved with Darramore. Darramore House, the Act of Union was signed in there, and then the Second World War, all the American troops that was based in there. So it has a lot of history, and it's great now that that's going to be looked at. And then, of course, over by the mill, there's going to be a lot of houses built there. So great things happening in that particular area.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And anything that's going to be done, it'll obviously be in keeping with both the heritage of the Darramore House and in keeping with the natural environment as well. So all of those things are taken into consideration. But as I said, it's a hidden gem. and this will open up. Like an awful lot of people haven't even been, that live in the area, have never even been in Durham House, and the history is just unbelievable. I could talk about it for half the night. It's just unbelievable.
That's fantastic news, and look forward to that one, Declan. So listen, thanks a million to Declan Murphy. Declan, see you. Just waving up the road there to Declan, and of course to Aoife and Lee over there in Whitecross. And thanks to everybody for tuning in this evening. And we'll do this all again tomorrow. So that's the end of our little show for this evening, and we have more community news tomorrow evening as well in around 7 o'clock. So thanks a million for tuning in.